All right, there we go. Let me know if you can see my screen okay. I'm going to share that with you. We're going to use this to guide our conversation and discussion. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to go through slides fast. It's going to feel like drinking from a fire hose. So I want you to make sure you are locked in and dialed in. If you're ready, just type in the chat, I'm ready. I'm going to rely heavily on the chat. See, I can't see you in this context, so I want to make sure you are here, that you are engaged, that you are fully present, and that you are ready to go. Now, we're going to be talking all about how to get booked and paid to speak without having an existing platform or being salesy. Now, I'm guessing for a lot of you, this is probably not your first webinar. And so the first thing that I want to mention to you is that if you've failed or struggled at finding and booking speaking gigs in the past, I want you to know that it is not your fault. See, the truth is there's a lot of information out there, and a lot of times it can be overwhelming. It can be confusing. And so many times it's that information overload that keeps you from success. And so if you've been concerned in the past that you just can't succeed without being a celebrity or having a book deal or a big name or huge platform or a crazy story about some tragedy that you've overcome, I want to put those fears to rest. You just need the right person to explain it to you. And so that's what we're here for. I know that you have a dream to change the world, to make an impact. And one of our core beliefs here at the Speaker Lab is that we believe your message deserves to be shared. And so today we want to show you exactly how to make that happen. So my goal for our training here, my time and our time together, is whether you're a beginner and you're still trying to understand the speaking world and you're just like, I just don't even know what I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. Or you're a more experienced speaker and you're trying to book more gigs or command higher fees. We want to walk you through a step-by-step system of exactly how you can book a steady flow of paid speaking engagements so that you can build a more predictable speaking business. Sound good? Sound like what you're looking for? Now, also, some of you may already be a part of this, but if you haven't already, definitely check out our free Facebook group. You can find that by going over to thespeakerlabgroup.com, thespeakerlabgroup.com. We have over 10,000 other speakers that are already in that group. So make sure you stop by, introduce yourself, and a good place to connect with other speakers. So again, you can find that by going over to thespeakerlabgroup.com. Now, also, one of the questions that we get oftentimes is, Grant, how much should I be charging as a speaker? And the reality is it depends, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about it today. But if you want to know how much you should charge, I want you to go to thespeakerlab.com/myfee, thespeakerlab.com/myfee. And the reason being is we are going to talk about this in a little bit. So just go over there, complete this questionnaire. It's a free speaker fee calculator that helps you know how much you should be charging. So go over there, answer a couple questions real quick, save that number. It's going to give you a number. I want you to save that number, and we're going to come back and talk about that here in just a couple of minutes. All right. Get my slides to cooperate here. There we go. Now I got a favor to ask of you. All right. My favor is that you would be fully present, that you'd be locked in, that you'd be dialed in, that you'd be focused, because what we're going to be talking about here can really have a huge impact in your business and in your life. So I want you to turn off your phone, turn off Facebook, turn off the TV, lock yourself away, tell the kids, tell the boss, tell the spouse to leave you alone here. I want you to be fully present. So if you can be fully present, I want you to type that in the chat. Just type in fully present. Just type that in the chat. Type in fully present. Now, here's a couple of testimonials just for some other people who have attended this very same training that we're going to be covering and going over today. Michelle said, thanks so much for this awesome webinar. I'm really pumped. I know I can be an awesome speaker. Joel said, very nice job on your webinar just now, Grant. Very nicely done. Engaging, informative, value-packed. Nina in the lower left there says, thanks, Grant. Even as someone in sales and marketing for almost 20 years, gained informative, useful information on this webinar. Thanks for your time. And Darren said, I really enjoyed your webinar the other day. Thanks for taking the time to put that together. Learned a ton. I just shared that with you so you know, listen, I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. So if you're going to be here, if we're going to be together, then I want to make sure that this is valuable to you. So I think it's going to be. All right. Now, also stick around to the end. I've got a couple of free bonuses for you. I'm going to give you a bonus on how to create a killer talk, a bonus training. So we're going to focus today primarily on how to find and book paid speaking engagements. But if you need some help with how to put together a great talk, then I'll give you a bonus training on that. Also, we're going to talk about the importance of having a speaker website. But as a bonus, I'm going to give you your speaker website checklist plus 10 of my favorite speaker websites. So again, I'll give you that to you as a free bonus in a little while. And then finally, I'm going to give you a link to today's slides. Like I said, I'm going to talk fast. I'm going to go through slides fast. So if you're like, whoa, wait, what did he say? Can you go back? We got a lot to cover in a short amount of time to do that. So hang with me. And at the end, I will give you a link to that free bonus. Now, let me know if any of these things sound like you. Have you said or wondered, I'm having trouble finding speaking engagements, or I don't know how to connect with decision makers. I'm not sure how much to charge. Am I good enough to be a speaker? Do I have the confidence to be on stage? What if I'm not an expert? Do I need some special qualifications to be a speaker? And can I actually do this? I'm curious, how many of these are things that you have said or wondered before? How many of these are things that you've said or wondered before? You can click on the poll or drop something in the chat there. How many of these things? Maybe none of them, a few of these, all of the above. How many of these things sound like you? So here's the thing. If any of these things sound like you, I just want you to know that you are in the right place. See, on this training, we're going to be talking about the Speaker Success Roadmap. This is a step-by-step process we're going to walk you through to really demystify and simplify exactly how to find and book speaking gigs. We're also going to talk about the 3 myths about being a speaker that just aren't true. We're going to bust these right out of the gate here. We're also going to talk about the 7 speaking markets to choose from. We're going to talk about 3 secrets that you need to know that will give you massive confidence with finding speaking gigs. And then finally, we're going to wrap up and talk about 10 ways to get paid beyond just speaking on stage. So as you can see, we got a lot to cover in a short amount of time to do it. Now, what makes this training different? Well, this is based on real world results. This isn't based on theories or ideas or just, nice thoughts I had one time. This is actual practical results that we have experienced for ourselves and for our students. Now, at the end of our time here today, I'm going to make you an offer to help you book more speaking gigs faster through our premium training program called Booked and Paid to Speak. Now, I'll be clear with you. I don't want you to invest in this unless I fulfill my promise to you today. But if I deliver on my word, you should feel at least obligated to just somewhat consider my special webinar offer. Does that sound fair? If so, just give me a yes in the chat there. Deal? Here's a couple of our students that we've worked with inside of our Booked and Paid to Speak program. Min said, this has been one of the best weeks I've ever had as far as speaking. Booked 4 conferences talks. They're all keynote and they are all paid. Sue said, in the last month, I've been asked to speak in Norway, China, Philippines, and part of 2 leadership conferences in Vegas. So excited to see things come together. Thank you, Grant. And then Angela said, this is a few weeks overdue, but I have been confirmed for my first TEDx talk. So again, just want to give you a little glimpse here of some students inside of our program and some of the results that they have been getting. Now, since we're going to be spending a couple of minutes together, let me just give you the quick nutshell on how I got into speaking. So I'm actually married to my high school sweetheart. Oh, isn't that precious? Just give me an aw in the chat there. Actually, it's gonna get better. You're gonna like this. When we started dating, started dating in high school. I was a freshman and she was a junior. Oh, what's up now, huh? Hashtag cougar. So silly. So today we have 3 beautiful girls. So it's me and a house full of women, which is awesome. I love it. Absolutely adore my girls. And so my career actually started as a youth pastor. I went to Bible college, worked at a local church as a youth pastor, had a lot of opportunities to speak. And some of it I liked, some of it I didn't like. But one of the things I really enjoyed was speaking. I love speaking, wanted to do more of it, but I really had no idea where to begin. And I kind of felt like this. I kind of felt like I had the potential, but I needed the plan. I had the potential, but I needed the plan. How many of you say that describes you? In fact, if that describes you, just type in the chat, that's me. If you would say that describes you, just type in the chat, that's me. You have the potential. You know you could do this. You just don't know what to do. You just don't know what you don't know. A lot of you may be in that spot. You know you can do this, but you just don't know where to start. There's so many speakers that I talk to that are in that spot. I have the potential, but I need the plan. I have the potential, but I need the plan. And so one of the first things that I did was that I invested in my business. And you can see this is a PayPal receipt where I invested $999 to attend a youth speaker boot camp. Now, as a former youth pastor, I got my start speaking largely in the education space to high schools, colleges, started speaking to teachers and educators as well as parents, started speaking more toward associations, corporations, and entrepreneurs. So I've worked with a lot of different speakers and in a lot of different industries. But by investing in my business, I was able to connect with someone who was where I wanted to be, and they were able to show me the plan for how to build and grow my speaking business. And so I invested in my business, and it made a massive, massive difference to fast forward the progress I was able to make in my speaking business. And so actually, check this out. I attended that speaker training, and then a few months later, I spoke at my very first paid keynote. This is a couple of pictures from that, and it went really well. It was a lot of fun. I spoke for about 45 minutes to a group of about 200, 300 people or so, and I got a question for you. How much do you think I was paid for that very first keynote? How much do you think I was paid for that very first keynote? What do you think? Nothing. $100, $500, $1,000, more than $1,000. Maybe they just patted me on the head, gave me an attaboy. Maybe they gave me a thumbs up. What do you think? How much do you think I was paid? Invested in my business, booked my first gig. How much do you think I was paid for that first keynote? Lots of guesses coming in here. You ready for this? That very first keynote, they paid me $1,000. $1,000. Now, to me, this was absolutely mind-boggling. Like, what about you? How many of you, if you got paid $1,000 to speak, like that'd be a really good day? How many of you'd be happy with that? You'd be good with that, right? It'd be a lot of fun. And so for me, it just gave me massive confidence that I could actually do this. So since then, I've gone on to speak at some amazing conferences and events, literally all over the world, and have had a huge opportunity to make a lot of difference in a lot of people's lives. And so I want to share this with you. I want to share how learning to get booked and paid to speak changed my business. Since starting my speaking career, I've earned over $2 million from speaking, had over 500 paid speaking engagements, 750 live in-person presentations, 46 US states that I've spoken in, over 500,000 people that I've spoke to live. 13,000 was the biggest audience that I keynoted an event for, and then also sold over 30,000 physical copies of my self-published book. Now, I stress physical copies. We're not talking like a Kindle or PDF, but like actual physical copies. Now, I don't share any of this with you as like a pat on the back or, hey, look at me. But I just say that, like, listen, learning to get booked and paid to speak has made a significant difference, not only in my business, but also in my life. Let me share that with you. Let me share how learning to get booked and paid to speak changed not only in my business, but in my life as well. So today, I don't have a day job. I get to do what I love with whom I love when I want. I get to travel and work from anywhere. I get to influence others and make a difference. I have options. I have time and money freedom. These things have come because of having a plan for how to find and book speaking engagements. Here's our one of our family, our favorite thing to do is we love travel. We love adventure. We love experiences. So recently we took a trip out to the west coast of California and got to go to Northern California. Went to, you see us there at the Golden Gate Bridge and there at Facebook's headquarters, given the obligatory thumbs up picture there. Here's us swimming with dolphins on another trip. Here's us at Disney World. We've been able to go a couple different times and take our girls and give them this experience. And actually, we just recently finished building our dream home. And you can see on the right there, there's a pool party that we got to have with our neighbors, and just a really, again, a cool experience and a cool life that we've been able to have. And again, I want to stress here, like, none of this is as a pat on the back or look at me. I want you just to know what's become possible because of being able to find and book speaking engagements. So I want you to know what's possible for you. And so this is not a rhetorical question, but I want you to answer this in the chat. What would being a speaker allow you to do that you currently can't? What would being a speaker allow you to do that you currently can't? Again, this is not a rhetorical question. This is not just a chew on it, think about it. I want you to actually post this in the chat. What would being a speaker allow you to do that you currently can't? Maybe for you it'd be to travel. Maybe it'd be to pay off debt. Maybe it'd be to quit your job. Maybe it'd be to establish authority on a grander stage. What else? What are some other things? What would being a speaker allow you to do that you currently can't? A lot of you saying travel. A lot of you saying connect with other people, book clients, get seen, live a fuller life, freedom, access to more C-suite executives, pursue passion, help others, write your book, live a debt-free life, never work another W-2 job again, connect with more folks, pay off, like all of these are great. Pay off debt and pay off your house, influence people's lives and live your purpose. Yeah, I love all of these. And so what would being a speaker allow you to do that you currently can't? Like, what if this was you? Like, why can't that be you up there on stage? Like, we firmly believe that should be you up there on stage because your message is worth sharing. Your message is worth sharing. All right, you ready to start your journey? You ready to get into this? If you're ready, just type in the chat, I'm ready. Type in, let's do this. Type in, buckle up. I don't know, throw something in there. If you're ready, just type in the chat, I'm ready. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about 3 myths about being a speaker that just aren't true. 3 myths about being a speaker that just aren't true. First one, number one, is this, is that you have to be a world-renowned expert or have some type of tragic story that you've overcome to be a speaker. Listen, this is not true. Second myth is this, is that you have to be a celebrity or have some existing platform in order to be a speaker. This is also not true. We're going to bust these here more in just a second. And number 3 is that you have to be super salesy in order to get speaking engagements. Here's the reality. None of these myths are true. None of these myths are true. So instead, let's talk about what is true. And to do that, we're going to walk through what we call the Speaker Success Roadmap. So you're going to want to write this down. I'm going to give you a high-level overview of the Speaker Success Roadmap, and then we're going to break these down one at a time here. So the first one, or this is actually going to make an acronym SPEAK, S-P-E-A-K, S-P-E-A-K for the Speaker Success Roadmap. So the S is for select. Select a problem to solve. Select a problem to solve. The P is for prepare your talk. So once you're clear on the problem that you solve, who you speak to, then the P is prepare your talk. The E is for establish yourself as the expert. Establish yourself as the expert. The A is for acquire paid speaking gigs. Now, this is the part most people are like, this is the part I came for. This is the part I'm excited about. But again, you got to have these foundational pieces in place before you dig into the acquiring paid speaking gig. So hang tight for that. And then the K is know when to scale, know when to grow and scale your speaking business and to share your message in other ways. So this right here, SPEAK, this is the Speaker Success Roadmap. This is the roadmap that you need to follow to find and book paid speaking gigs. So let's dig in here to the 3 secrets of being a speaker. 3 secrets of being a speaker. First one is this. Number 1 is that you don't need to have overcome something tragic in your life to be a speaker. You don't need to have overcome something tragic in your life to be a speaker. When I got started speaking, I met this guy, Josh. Josh has since become a good friend of mine, and Josh is a great speaker, a great dude, and has an amazing story. You see, Josh had cancer as a child, ended up having a leg amputated, and went on to become a one-legged downhill skier in the Paralympics. And so he tells me this, and I'm just like, I can't compete with that. Like, I'm a normal dude from the Midwest who's had a normal, like pretty average normal life. Like, what about you? How many of these things have happened to you? Have you conquered cancer or climbed Mount Everest or built a multi-million-dollar startup or cured a disease, won a Nobel Peace Prize, competed in the Olympics, had a near-death experience? Like, I can't check any of these boxes. And, you know, maybe you can, but most of us can't, right? And so I want you to know that even if you haven't experienced any of these things, you can still get booked and paid to speak. So to do that, though, it comes back to the S. You have to select a problem to solve. Select a problem to solve. Now, to do that, how do you identify a problem that you could speak on? Okay. To do that, we're going to talk about what we call the topic trifecta. The topic trifecta. All right. So you may want to diagram this and draw this out here, but you really need to have these 3 things. Okay. First one is industry. Industry, write that down. You have to have industry. Or a way to think about this is who. Who do you want to speak to? Who do you want to speak to? Now, there are 7 primary speaking industries that exist in the marketplace. So you have corporations, associations, faith and churches, nonprofits, government and military, colleges and universities, and then education, K through 12. Now, within those, you also have a plenty of other like little sub niches and subcategories, but these would be the primary 7 industries that hire speakers. Now, let me ask you, and you can drop this in the chat, which one of these 7 is most applicable and relevant to you? Which one of these 7? And it's important that you pick just one. So drop in the chat. Let me know which of these 7 is most appealing to you. All right, lots of answers coming in there. Lots of answers. Now, the important thing that you realize is that you can't say all of them. All of them is not the correct answer, okay? You can't say, I want to speak to humans. I want to speak to people. That doesn't work. So once you're clear on who you speak to, again, you realize you can't speak to everyone. If you think you can speak to anyone, you really can speak to no one. So again, if someone asks you, you know, who do you speak to? And you say, you know, I speak to people. I speak to humans. That doesn't work. That you have to be really clear and specific about who it is that you speak to. So the first piece is industry. Who is it that you speak to? The second piece is what we would call interest. Interest, or what? What do you speak about? What do you speak about? So a way to think about this is assuming you were put in front of your perfect audience to talk about any subject, what would you speak about? What would you want to talk about? And so more than just that, remember, it has to be a problem. What problem can you speak on? What problem can you speak on? So in fact, rather than just talking about this in a rhetorical way, drop in the chat. Let me know, what do you want to speak on? What problem do you feel like you can solve? I'll give you a second there to go ahead and type in, what problem do you feel like you could speak on? What problem can you solve for that specific audience? What problem can you solve? Lots of good answers coming in here. So, grief, overcoming past mistakes, taking the next step, stress management, dating, drug abuse, divisiveness, standing in your strengths, people stuck in a zone that isn't their genius, getting unstuck, single parenting. Good. All of these are great answers there. So what problem can you solve? Now, again, if you, just like audience, if you think you can speak about anything, you really can speak about nothing. So if someone asks you, hey, tell me more about what you speak about? If your reply is, what do you want me to speak about? Like, that doesn't work. You have to be super clear about what it is that you speak about. Now, also remember that interest is a two-way street, meaning just because you're passionate about a topic or you care about it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a market that exists for it. So if I ask you, what do you speak on? You say, hey, I really want to speak about how to train dogs to raise children. That's great, but is there actually a market for that? Just because you're interested in it, just because you're passionate about it, doesn't necessarily mean that people hire speakers to talk about that. So does your industry, does your audience actually care about that subject or topic? So again, let's come back to the topic trifecta. You have industry, you have interest, and then the third piece is integrity. Integrity. You can write all three of those down. Industry, interest, and integrity. Meaning, are you qualified to talk about this subject? Are you qualified to talk about this subject or topic? Now, this raises the question, okay, Grant, what if I'm not an expert, though? Okay, let me give you an example. I am clueless when it comes to cars. I know nothing about cars. What about the rest of you? If you are clueless with cars, just type that in the chat. Just type in clueless. If you are clueless with cars, just type that in. Type in clueless. I know nothing about cars. So when I take my car to the local mechanic to have the oil change, whoever's working on my car, to me, that person is the expert. Why? Because they know more about cars than I do. Now, does that mean that they're the world's greatest expert on cars? No, I know that. They know that. But remember, I'm not looking for the world's greatest expert. I'm looking for this one person who knows slightly more about cars than I do. So the same thing is true with your topic. You don't have to be the best in the world at something to be considered an expert. Now, let's go back to the topic trifecta here. You have industry, interest, and integrity. Industry, interest, and integrity. So as a speaker, where is it that you want to be? Where is it that you want to be? Drop in the chat. Let me know. Where is it that you want to be? Boom. Right there in the middle. That's where you want to be as a speaker. You need to find the overlap between the industry, the interest, and the integrity. You want to be in the middle, because what happens is without all three pieces, if you have the industry and the interest, but you're not qualified to talk about it, you would be what we'd call a bogus speaker. If you have the interest and the integrity, but there's no industry, nobody's interested in that, then you'd be what we'd call a broke speaker. If you have the integrity, the industry, but no interest, you don't care about it, you'd be what we'd call a bored speaker. You have to have all three. Now, let me be super clear. This may be the most important slide that I show you. All right. So if you're like kind of tuning in, tuning out, now's the time to pay attention. Most speakers fail because they're not clear on these three areas. Most speakers fail because they're not clear on these three areas: the industry, the interest, and the integrity. Here's what I'm interested in, but I'm not really sure who I speak to. Or I'm not even sure if I'm qualified for it. Or here's what I'm qualified to talk about, but I'm not even sure what I speak of. You have to be clear on the industry, the interest, and the integrity. There's speakers that I work with that are very, very successful speakers that are all of a sudden having a difficult time getting booked. And so often we come back to this, getting really clear on this foundational piece of industry, interest, and integrity. Does this make sense? Are you tracking? If you're with me, just type in the chat, I'm with you. Does this make sense? You have to get clear on this piece. All right. You have to get clear on this piece. Feel good? Okay. Now, let me be clear. We're kind of scratching the surface here. We're kind of giving you a high-level view. Inside of our Booked and Paid to Speak training program, we're going to go a lot more in-depth in this. So help you get clear on the different industries, help you determine which markets pay for speakers, help you determine if you're qualified to talk about certain topics. So again, I want to give you a high-level view, but if you want more of our help and support with this, then that's what the Booked and Paid to Speak training does to help you go deeper on these different pieces and topics. Okay, so we've got the S is for select a problem. The P is for prepare your talk. Prepare your talk. Now, like I said, we're not really going to be digging into that topic today. We actually have a totally separate training program called The Art of Speaking. So your best marketing is delivering a great talk. So actually teach that more in Art of Speaking. And so, in fact, if you stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you about how you can also get Art of Speaking with Booked and Paid to Speak if that's something that you're interested in. So make sure you stick around for that. All right, you ready for speaker secret number 2? If you're ready, just type in the chat, I'm ready. Type in I'm ready, or type in keep on keeping on. I don't know. Again, there's something in there. Got to make sure you're alive and well. You guys are a good group. All right, speaker secret number 2 is this. Take a look at your screen. You can start booking and getting paid for speaking engagements without an existing brand, a best-selling book, a blog, a podcast, social media following, name recognition, or online presence. You don't need these things. What you need to do is you have to establish yourself as the expert. That's the E. Establish yourself as the expert. To do that, there's 2 key marketing tools that you need. You need a website and a demo video. Website and demo video. So let's talk about both these. Let's start by talking about your website. First of all, you have to have one. You have to have one. If you don't have a website, you don't exist. People are not going to take you seriously. You have to have a website. I recommend that you use your name as the domain. You use your name as the domain because one of the unique things about being a speaker is you are the product. You are the brand, right? And so I actually purchased the domain names for my wife, for my daughters, and I'm actually squatting on those until they need them someday, and then I can sell it back to them at an exorbitant rate. So I'm pretty excited about that. I actually had to purchase grantbaldwin.com from another guy named Grant Baldwin. So you want to make sure that you have a domain, preferably that is your name. And then finally, put yourself in the position of the client. What would you want to see on a speaker's website that would give you comfort and confidence in booking them? Now, like I mentioned at the beginning, we do have a free download of a speaker website checklist, 6 things every speaker's website should include. So make sure you stick around for that. Also, that included in that bonus is the 10 of my favorite speaker websites. So again, make sure you check that out. Now, we also actually have a speaker website, the Speaker Lab WordPress website theme. So if you're someone that's like, I got a site that needs updating, or I don't have a site, but I need a site, we actually have a WordPress theme called Podium that helps you to create your website, makes it really, really simple for you to get a website up and going right away for speakers. So again, stick around to the end and I can show you more about how you can actually get this for free. Okay, let's talk about your demo video. Your demo video may be the most important part of your website, maybe the most important part of your website. Your demo video should be like a movie trailer to your presentation. So think about what a movie trailer is. A movie trailer is basically like designed to take like a 90-minute movie, boil it down to 2 or 3 minutes, and within those 2 or 3 minutes, help someone to get an overview of who's in the movie, what's the movie about, what's the plot, what's the theme, what's the genre. And the goal of that movie trailer is to make people want to see more. That's exactly what you were trying to do with your demo video, is to make people want to see more. Most people aren't going to hire a speaker, and most people aren't going to pay a speaker until they've actually seen or heard that speaker present. So think of it like this. Imagine you're in charge of like a club or a concert venue, and a band wanted you to book them. One of the first things that you'd want to do would be to listen to their music. You wouldn't just take their word for it. So if they said, no, we're a really good band, trust us, you'd be like, I mean, maybe you are, but like, I want to see it. I can't just trust you with that, right? So especially if someone's going to put you on stage, one of the things you want to remember is that an event planner, they are in the risk mitigation business, meaning that if they're going to put someone on stage, they want to be really confident that that person's going to do a good job. And so a demo video, a sizzle reel, as it's called sometimes, is a way to demonstrate and show that. Now, sometimes people are like, okay, what can I use, like a podcast interview, or some type of media interview, or a Facebook Live or something like that. I don't recommend that. The reason being is it's kind of a different context. You think about if someone's hiring you to speak, they're hiring you to stand on a stage in front of an audience and speak to that audience, right? They're not hiring you to do an interview. They're not hiring you to just talk to a camera on a Facebook Live. They're not hiring you to do a webinar or a podcast. They're hiring you to speak. So that's ultimately what it is that they oftentimes want to see. Now, of course, one of the things that we would recommend is that you work with what you've got and improve as you go. Work with what you've got and improve as you go. This is actually a screenshot from my very first demo video. As you can see, the lighting was bad, the audio was bad, the acoustics were bad. It was a small group of about 30 people or so. It was less than ideal, but you know what? This worked. This is what I had. I did it with excellence, did it to the best of my ability, and I actually booked a lot of gigs from this video. And so I worked with what I had and I improved as I went. So as of today, I've had probably 6 or 7 different demo videos, and I've gone through multiple demo videos. Each time I have a demo video, I get better, or each time I speak, I get better footage. I can get a better demo video. And so today, my demo video was shot and edited by a guy who's done videos for Tim Ferriss and for Tony Robbins. The guy's done amazing work, but like that's not what I had when I got started. So don't compare your demo video. Don't compare your website to some, $20, $30, $50,000 speaker. Like work with what you've got and improve as you go. Now, just because you have a website and a video doesn't mean anyone cares. This is a mistake that a lot of speakers make is, all right, I got my website, Grant, I got my video, I put that up, now I just wait for the phone to ring. But know this, that if you build it, they will not come. If you build it, they will not come. Can you name that movie? Name that movie. Drop that in the chat there. Name this movie. Listen, just because you have a website and a video, your mom is thrilled. She's going to tell both of her friends. Doesn't mean anybody else cares. All right. So you want to be, your next step then is you want to know how to bring people to where you are. Instead of just sitting back and waiting, wishing, waiting, hoping is not a strategy. So we want to walk you through exactly how you can begin to find and book speaking gigs. All right, let's come back here to the speaker success roadmaps. We have the S, select a problem to solve. P, prepare your talk. E, establish yourself as the expert. And now let's get to the A, the acquire paid speaking gigs. Now, before we get into this, I got 2 questions. 1, how's everybody doing? How you feeling? Just want to check in, just checking the pulse. Feeling good? You picking up what I'm laying down? Feeling all right? Scratching where you're itching? Is this helpful? Learning something? Feeling confident? Are you starting to feel, one of the things I want you to feel some confidence. They're like, okay, I'm getting it. I'm picking it up. It's making more sense. It's bringing some clarity to me. I wasn't really sure what this whole speaking business thing was all about, but it's starting to make a little bit more sense now. You starting to feel good? All right. I like it. Now, my other question is, now, again, this is the part, the A, acquire paid speaking gigs. This is the piece that people want to jump to. This is what I'm here for. I want to book speaking gigs, right? But do you understand now why you need to have the S, the P, the E in place first before you start trying to book gigs? Does this make sense? Because if you're just like, I just want to book gigs, cool. Well, who do you want to speak to? I don't know. I just want to book gigs. Okay. What do you speak about? I don't know. I just want to book gigs. Do you have a website or a video? No, I just want to book it. You have to have these foundational pieces in place before you begin to book gigs. Everybody tracking? Good. All right. Let's get into this. 3, speaker secret number 3 is getting bookings is not about being salesy. It's about building relationships and offering a solution to decision makers. All right. Now, the best potential clients are those who already book speakers. Best potential clients are those who already book speakers. So best places to start are conferences, association events, other groups that are already looking for a speaker. So someone booking for a school assembly or for a church service, or again, for a conference or some type of existing event. Because in those settings, those contexts, you don't have to convince them to book a speaker. They're already planning on booking a speaker. You're just showing them why you are a good fit. So it makes a lot more sense to focus on organizations and groups that are already planning on hiring a speaker. Does this make sense? You tracking? So how do you find these? Well, one way, there's several ways you can do this. One way, that's one of the simplest ways, is to use Google. You can Google to find opportunities. So you can use either audience keyword or your topic, and then you can connect that with words like conference or convention, association, group, club, event. Okay, so let me show you an example of this. So let's say you spoke about knitting. I want to use kind of a different example here to kind of show you what I'm talking about. So let's say you speak about knitting. What I would do is I would go to Google, and we're going to do this in just a second, and I would plug in things like knitting conference, knitting association, knitting event. I would look this up by state or region or province or territory. It's something I've actually done. I've printed off a list of all 50 US states, and I'd go through one at a time. I'd start with states that are there locally to where I am. So I'm in Tennessee, so I'd probably check Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Mississippi. What else is next to us? Georgia. I'd look for those states that are nearby that are hosting an event. Okay. I'd also look for other speakers. I'd see what events that they were speaking at as well. So let me show you this. So we went to the Google machine and we plugged in knitting conference up at the top here, right? And so look what we did. We have 888,000 results. We have a calendar of knitting events. We have the Knitting Guild Association. We have Stitches events, Knitting Universe. We have Vogue Knitting Live, the ultimate knitting event. We have this knitting and quilting retreat. We have all these events around the subject and topic of knitting. So here's a question for you. Two questions, actually. One question is this. Do you think that these organizations and groups are looking for speakers to talk about knitting? Do you think these organizations and groups are looking for speakers to talk about knitting? What do you think? Yes or no? Second question. If you were a knitting speaker, you're a speaker who spoke about knitting, do you think they are looking for speakers like you? Do you think that they are looking for speakers like you? Do you think that you have to convince them to hire a speaker? No, they're already looking for speakers. Many of these organizations and groups are already looking for a speaker, and you're able to show why you are a good fit. Does this make sense? Are you tracking, right? So once you find opportunities, the next step is you want to contact the decision maker. You want to contact the decision maker. Now, we recommend email. Email is the best way to do this, the great starting point for communication. Now, it's also important to remember that this is a relationship business. Do not try to seal the deal on the first date. Do not try to seal the deal. This is a relationship business, right? You're not trying to get married on the first date. You're just trying to learn more about the event, learn more about what they're looking for, learn more about other speakers that maybe they've had in the past. Now, to simplify this and to demystify, I don't want this to scare you, so let me demystify this for you. We've put together a follow-up flow chart. So let's say that you reach out to a potential client, and let's say they respond. What do they say? What do they not say? To simplify this, we put together this follow-up flow chart that removes the guesswork. So you literally just work your way through the flow chart. Did they reply? Did they not reply? What did they say? What did they not say? So all this simplifies the process for you. In addition, we put together 19 pages of email scripts. 19 pages of email scripts. So like if you're like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. Okay, we made it easy for you. Like all you have to do is follow the process, follow the yellow brick road using the email scripts. So the email scripts are there for you. We tell you what to say. We tell you when to say. 19 pages of email scripts. So talk to me in the chat. Would this be helpful to you? Would this be beneficial to you? Would this simplify the process? Does this remove the guesswork for you? So actually, we include the follow-up flow chart, this yellow brick road, plus these 19 pages of email scripts. We include all of that inside of our Booked and Paid to Speak program. One of our students, Justin, said, if you're looking for an effective way to connect with meeting planners, get booked, use Grant's proven email system. Following his advice, I contacted one meeting planner 2 days later. I was booked to speak at their statewide leadership conference. So again, we know this works, and we know this works if you do the work and if you remove the guesswork. So Google is one of the quickest ways to find opportunities. Google is one of the quickest ways to find opportunities. And inside of Booked and Paid to Speak, we actually teach 8 more strategies for finding speaking engagements. Google is the simplest and the easiest and the quickest to get started with, but there's plenty of other strategies that we dig into later. Now let's talk about fees. Let's talk about Show Me the Money. So can you name this movie? Actually, just type in the chat. Type in Show Me the Money. Or I guess you can type in the movie. What's the movie? Anybody know? Another great sports movie. Show Me the Money. Show Me the Money. Now, you can get paid on your first speaking engagement. You can get paid on your first speaking engagement. Okay. Now, there's nothing wrong with speaking for free. There's actually several reasons why it actually makes sense to speak for free. But I know for many of you, you're not, you're doing this because you want to make a difference, but you're also doing this because you like to eat and live indoors. Those things are important to me too. So you can get paid on your first speaking engagement. Now, how much should you charge? Well, again, it depends. Okay, it depends on a couple different factors. It depends on your market. You can charge more in some markets versus others. You can charge more in corporations compared to churches. You can charge more to colleges versus high school. So it depends on your market. It depends on your experience. If you've been speaking for many, many years, you're just a better quality speaker than someone else who's just getting started, you can typically charge more. And then it also depends on your marketing materials. Whether we like it or not, whether we agree with it or not, people judge books by their covers. So that doesn't mean that your website demo video that you need to have spent tens of thousands of dollars on them, but you need to make sure that they look professional, that they look sharp. If your website sucks, people may assume that you suck as a speaker. It may not be true, may not be fair, may not be accurate, but that's the way people think about it. So you want to make sure sure that your marketing materials look professional, that they look good. Now, speaker fee ranges significantly. Okay, it can really, really range a lot. So for education, college new speakers, new association speakers, usually in the 1,000 to 5,000 range. Usually in the church, faith-based, nonprofit world, it's around this range as well. It's sometimes a little bit on the lower side of this, but this is a range there. Up and coming corporate speakers, usually anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Professional corporate speakers, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. Best-selling authors, athletes, B-list celebrities is $20,000 to $50,000. And then celebrity speakers are going to be $50,000 and way up there from there. So again, a lot of different factors that go into it. Now, like I mentioned to you at the beginning, if you want to know how much you should charge, I would definitely encourage you to stop by and check out thespeakerlab.com/myfee. thespeakerlab.com/myfee. Again, we're going to come back to this in just a second. How many of you have already done this? You've already gotten what your fee is. You don't have to post it yet. Hang on, don't post it yet, but you already got it. If you haven't, make sure you swing by and get that. Again, we're going to come back and talk about that here in just a second. Okay, now let's come back to the speaker success roadmap. We've got the S, select a problem to solve. P, prepare your talk. E, establish yourself as the expert. A, acquire paid speaking gigs. And K, know when to scale. Know when to scale. So let's talk about that. Okay, generating revenue and impact as a speaker isn't limited to just speaking from stage. Isn't limited to just speaking from stage. I know for many of you, you have a message that you want to share, and speaking is one way to do that, but there's plenty of other ways to do that as well. So, for example, you could have a book, a curriculum, a product, coaching, consulting, webinars, online training course, train the trainer, advertisements, sponsorships, referrals. All of these are things that you could use to generate revenue in other ways beyond just speaking. Now, I'm curious, which of these most interest you? Which of these most interest you? Just give me a 1 through 10. And don't put 1 through 10. Just give me one of them, maybe two of them. Which of these most interest you is another way that you can build your business beyond just speaking. One through 10 there. Cool. All right. Let's recap with where we're at so far. First of all, number one, identify a problem that you could speak on: industry, interest, and integrity. Number two is position yourself as the expert. Create your website and your demo video. Number three is identify existing events that book speakers. Number four is contact decision makers. And number five is to build, grow, scale your speaking empire. Now, like I said at the beginning, I said I was going to talk fast. I said I was going to go through slides fast. How many of you feel like this right now? That describes you. Just type in the chat, that's me. Just feels like that's me. I just feel like I'm drinking from a fire hose right now. All right, we still got more to come. Now, I mentioned at the beginning I had some free bonuses for you. Let me go ahead and hook those up for you. You can find those, again, how to create a killer talk, bonus training, the speaker website checklist, 10 of the top speaker websites, and then the slides for today so far. You can find those by going over to thespeakerlab.com/BPS download. thespeakerlab.com/BPS download. You can check that out by going over there. All right, let me ask you a question. Has this been worth your time so far? Has this been worth your time so far? I know that you're busy. I know that you have a lot going on, but I want to make sure that this has been worth your time so far. Has this been worth your time so far? What's been your light bulb moment? Let me ask you this. What's been your light bulb moment so far? What's been your aha? Something that you're like, I had no idea, or I didn't realize that, or okay, that makes more sense now. What's been your aha light bulb moment? Go ahead and drop that in the chat. Drop that in the chat. What's been your light bulb moment so far? What's been your light bulb aha moment so far? Go ahead and drop that in the chat. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question here. If you followed what I showed you in Speaker Secret number 1, you got really clear on that expert positioning, the topic trifecta on who you speak to, what you speak about, what's the problem that you solve. If you got clear on that, and then you did what we showed you in Speaker Secret number 2, you got your website, your demo video in place, and then you did what we talked about in Speaker Secret number 3 to create that repeatable system to find and book gigs. Do you think that you could be successful? Do you think that you could be successful? If you took everything we've shown you today and implemented it, do you think you could be successful? Here's another way to think about this is, can you do this? Can you do this? Like I said earlier, It is very, very important that I want to give you the steps, the know-how of what you need to do, but it's also really important that you actually feel like you can do this. I want to give you this plan, but I want to give you the confidence that you can do this. If you think you can do this, if you know you can do this, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Let me know if you feel like, yeah, I can do this. I can make this happen. So we've covered a lot, but there's still so much left to learn. So we haven't talked about how to prepare a memorable message that resonates, or presentation skills when you shouldn't use technology and slides. We haven't talked about how to network with other speakers. What do you do after you get booked, or travel? Like, who pays for that? Do I pay for that? Do they pay for that? How does that work? We haven't talked about how you transition into a full-time speaking career. We haven't talked about creating and selling product or working with speaker bureaus. So there's so many things we haven't even covered or talked about. So if you liked what I gave you for free today, you're going to love the rest of the training. This is why we created Booked and Paid to Speak. So if it's okay, I'd like to spend just a few minutes going over this very special offer I created to help you book gigs faster. So if that's okay, just give me a yes in the chat. If that's okay. Just give me a couple minutes here. We'll go over this special offer, and then let's do some Q&A. Is that cool? Okay. So Booked and Paid to Speak is a complete A to Z blueprint for creating a system in your speaking business that gets you booked. Period. That's exactly what we're here to do. So here's what we've put together. You're going to get a step-by-step video training program, a video training program that's going to walk you through exactly what you need to do. So what does the course teach? Well, we're going to walk through the speaker success roadmap. Again, we're giving you a high-level view, but now let's dig into the trenches. Let's get into the weeds here and figure out how do we actually implement and apply this. So what exactly will you learn? We're going to help you get clear on which industry you should speak to help you know which topics clients and event planners are hiring speakers for. We're going to talk about the speaking industry matrix, which industries pay the most versus which are the easiest to break into. We're going to talk about how to create and structure your presentation, how to deliver a great talk that generates repeat and referral business. We're going to talk about resources for creating your website and demo video and establishing your online brand. We're going to cover how to price yourself as a speaker, how and when to negotiate to earn more. Plus, I'm going to give you a look at my own speaker fee structures. We're going to help you know how to sell yourself to a client, even if you are someone who hates selling, plus how to find more speaking opportunities that are right for you. Does this sound like what you're looking for? Would this be beneficial? Would this be helpful? Would this help you to get results quicker? We're also going to talk about what do you do after you get booked to create a great experience for the client so they want to refer you. They want to work with you again in the future. We're going to talk about dealing with finances, taxes, and business structures as a speaker. I'm going to let you listen in on an actual sales call recording to learn how you build rapport with a client, what questions to ask, how do you talk fees, and how do you actually close a deal and book a gig. We're going to talk about how and when to hire staff, travel tips and strategies for speakers, how to transition to being a full-time speaker, and how to work with speaker bureaus and whether or not you even should. So again, we want to give you everything that you need to be successful as a speaker. Now, let me introduce you to some speakers that are just like you. Let me introduce you to Eric. So Eric started dabbling with speaking in 2015. He got serious in 2016, booked 21 gigs for $23,000. In 2017, he did 54 gigs for multiple six figures in revenue. He has gigs booked over a year in advance. This is my favorite part. He did all of this while being married, raising 3 kids, and working a full-time job. Eric had a lot on his plate, but he followed the exact same system that we show inside Booked and Paid to Speak to build his business. Now, he says this. He said, hey, Grant, I booked $20,000 worth of speaking gigs the past 2 days. The floodgates are wide open. So rather than just you hearing from me, let me share with you a video that Eric put together so you can hear it straight from him.
Hi, my name is Eric Ream, and I am a professional public speaker. I started this journey back in 2014 on my own when I decided to see whether or not this would work for me. So on top of doing a full-time job, by the end of 2014, I earned about $5,000. I continued to try it out and try to figure out different ways of being a professional speaker in 2015. And by the end of that year, I earned about $9,000 on top of a full-time job. But it was in December of 2015 that was a game changer for me. You see, I learned about Grant Baldwin and his program, Booked and Paid to Speak. I consumed that course. I purchased a course, went through it in December of 2015. I applied what I learned in 2016, and by the end of the year, I earned $35,000. I had huge momentum at that point, using what I learned from Grant and from his system. And in 2017, I continued to apply what I learned in the course, And I'm happy to report, I just did my taxes, I'm happy to report that I had 53 paid speaking gigs and earned $150,000 as a professional speaker on top of a full-time job using Grant Baldwin's system for public speaking. Now, folks, this is what $150,000 in checks looks like. It's fantastic. Now, using Grant's system, I continue to use it. So far this year, I have 23 gigs already booked. I even have a gig booked in 2019, and I'm projected to earn about $200,000 this year in 2018. And I'm happy to say I'm in the process of transitioning into being a full-time public speaker working on my own because of the booked and paid to speak system. So whether you want to be a full-time speaker or a part-time speaker, or maybe you just want to see if this works for you, I highly recommend you check this course out. And what you're going to learn is all the ins and outs of how to run a speaking business, how to get gigs, how to follow up, the email process, the contracts, all the things that helped me get to where I'm at right now, and I continue to learn. Grant's system is fantastic. So I hope you check it out, and when you do, you'll plug into the booked and paid to speak community and hang out with speakers like myself, and we can help each other, we can learn from each other, and I look forward to seeing you there and seeing you out on the speaker trail. Again, my name is Eric Ream. I am a professional public speaker because of the book and paid to speak system. Thank you, Grant Baldwin, and I'll see you guys out there on the trail.
So again, Eric has had great results because of the work that he's put in. Melanie, check this out. Melanie left a successful corporate job with Time. She's booked gigs in London, New Zealand, Germany, Argentina, Vienna, Sweden, and Bulgaria. She shared the stage with speakers like Gary Vaynerchuk, Seth Godin, Jay Baer. And then also she spoke at nearly 100 events in less than 3 years. And she also uses speaking as a tool to build other parts of her business. So consulting, writing, teaching. Melanie has been very, very successful by having, again, the same booked and paid to speak plan. So she said this: I followed Grant's advice from the course, built a relationship with a company that does conferences in several markets. After doing 5 events for them, breakout sessions for 200 to 400 people in their smaller rooms, just found out they put me on the main stage this time, 2,750 seat theater tomorrow. That's a good looking stage. How many of you would like to speak in a room like that, right? So this landed in New Zealand right in time for sunrise for a corporate event. Things like this make all the travel even more worth it. Hope you all have wonderful adventures coming soon too. Now, again, rather than just me telling you about Melanie, I want you to hear it directly from her. So check this out.
My name is Melanie Diesel. I'm a professional speaker and an advertising consultant. I got my start speaking when I was still working a corporate job. I was working in a media company, and my job was to go out and talk about the work that my team was doing. Over time, I realized I might have liked that a little more than my regular job. So I looked into the possibility of opening up my own shop and becoming a public speaker. I didn't really realize until that point that people were doing this professionally, and I saw the opportunity for myself. I signed up for Grant Baldwin's program, Booked and Paid to Speak, and learned all about how to do outreach, how to convince event organizers that I and my message were worth bringing into their conference and their events. My first year out on my own, I did more than 50 gigs, and I traveled 100,000 plus miles. I got to speak in 5 different countries and bring my message about brand storytelling to tens of thousands of marketers across the globe. But here's the thing, I didn't do anything that you can't do. I signed up for the course and I learned how to do this, how to make it a business, how to be serious about the way that I present myself, about positioning myself as a speaker, how to reach out and connect with decision makers and convince them that my message and your message could be worth bringing in for their audience. If you're at all interested in becoming a public speaker and making public speaking part of your business, then this is something you need to do too. Sign up for the course and come join us. And so you know, I believe in what we're doing so much that I've come back and I now work as a coach with Booked and Paid to Speak. So I'm able to use my experience, having gone through the course and now working as a professional speaker, to give back to the community, to help others follow the same process and build up their own business to become a public speaker. So I hope that I'll see you in the course soon.
Now, let me introduce you to one more. Let me introduce you to Sue. Sue said, last week I was invited to a vet conference in Ontario next January, offered $1,500, scheduled a call, listened to her, learned about the meeting, then told her my fee was higher. The committee today approved $3,500. Full day of speaking, but I'm so excited. First time I've negotiated one of the vet conferences. Thank you. I'm learning so much. So look at this. Look at this. They offered her $1,500. She went back and negotiated with them, ended up earning $2,000 more because, again, she had the plan. She had the system. She knew how to negotiate to provide more value. And this is one of my favorite pictures that a student has shared. Sue said, just wrapped up 4 lectures for a veterinary conference in Maui. I don't know about you. I wouldn't mind going to speak at a gig in Maui. How many of you would like to speak in Maui? Let me know in the chat there. So one of the cool things here is you can see in that small profile picture in the upper left, Sue's married with 2 boys, and she was able to take her entire family to Maui. They were able to do a helicopter tour around the island and just have an amazing Hawaiian experience. And why was that? It's because she had a plan. She followed exactly what we teach inside Booked and Paid to Speak and was able to book a speaking gig in Hawaii as a result of it. So every one of these speakers would tell you that if they can do this, that you can too, that they are nothing special. They have no special qualifications. They are not celebrities in any way. They are normal people just like you. Now, maybe you feel like this. Maybe you feel like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And at this point, I'm afraid to ask. So if you are still unsure who you would speak to or what you would speak about, we will help you get clarity. Remember, everybody starts from zero. Okay, we're going to help you get that clarity. Now, you may be thinking that you can't get started with this because you're still unsure of a few things. Here's why that would be a mistake for that to hold you back. Because everybody starts from zero. Nobody has it figured out from day one. You will never feel 100% ready. So when is the best time to get married? When's the best time to move? When's the best time to start a family? When's the best time to start a business? When's the best time to build your speaking career? There's no perfect time, right? The stars will never align. It's never going to be completely perfect for you to take action on this. So none of these people would say that everything was perfect, but they got started. They took action. So who has this worked for? Well, if you're someone who you want to become a speaker, but you have no clue on where to start or how to do it, this works for you. If you're someone who is struggling with running a profitable business, but you love the art of speaking, you love speaking, but you're just struggling on the business part of it, this is for you. Or if you're maybe a seasoned veteran speaker, you've been in the speaking business for a while, but you just lack systems and strategy. You just want to streamline your business and provide more structure to it, then Booked and Paid to Speak is right for you. Now, in addition to Booked and Paid to Speak, we put together, we want to give you the lifetime access to the training materials. That way you can go as slow or as fast as you want, whenever you want. You get everything we include from day one. We're not going to drip everything out to you or anything like that. You get all of it from day one. All the resources are downloadable. We got PDFs, videos, worksheets, MP3s, and quality support. We want to make sure you have everything you possibly need in order to be successful as a speaker. Now, I love stupid memes. Don't want to be all by myself. Okay, that was horrible. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try. Don't judge me. I'm a speaker, not a singer. So here's what we've done. We've put together the Booked and Paid to Speak community. We want to make sure that you have the support that you need to be successful. So we're going to give you lifetime access to the Booked and Paid to Speak community. This is a private discussion group with over 1,000 speakers that are helping each other, supporting and encouraging each other. We also do monthly live Q&A calls where we are there to answer your questions. You can also go back and listen to all of the archives. Also a chance for you to network with other speakers. So again, over 1,000 other speakers just like you in there who are building and growing their speaking business as well. So here's one of our monthly calls. This is a chance for you to ask your questions. Myself, Melanie, our other coaches are there answering your questions and giving you the feedback. So just know that we're always there helping you. You always have that network of other speakers who can give you the opportunities to get potential gigs, but also give you a place where you can ask questions, get feedback on your website, share wins, discuss latest strategies. So with this community, you are never alone. This is going to save you both time and money of not knowing where to find answers or struggling to figure it out on your own. You always have us there with you. Kendra, one of our students said, I was asked to keynote an event in Dallas in March. Best part is the person hosting is in this community. Thanks, Andrea, for the opportunity. A great partnership. So again, a great chance for people to be able to connect with other speakers and potentially book gigs out of it as well. So here's what you're going to get: the Booked and Paid to Speak video training program, plus the private discussion group and Q&A calls. Plus, I know you like bonuses. You like bonuses? Can I throw in some bonuses for you? So check it out. So here's what we're going to give you. So unlimited email consulting with Speaker Lab coaches. We're going to give you 1 full year of that. So everything here, the private discussion group, Q&A calls, all of that, you're going to get for life. You're going to get lifetime access to those things. The unlimited email consulting, you're going to get for 1 year. So if you get stuck, have a question, you can email us directly and have professional speakers on standby, ready to help you at any point. The second bonus we're going to include is our email scripts, contracts, checklist, the booked and paid to speak vault. So every document we use in our business that's going to help you book more business, stay more organized, eliminate more stress, we're going to provide that to you. Okay. So remember the follow-up flow chart, that yellow brick road I talked about earlier. Remember the email scripts. Both of those are going to be included inside the booked and paid to speak vault. So the email scripts for reaching out to potential clients, the follow-up flow chart, our speaking agreement. If you got booked right now and the client said, hey, send me an agreement, like what would you send them, right? So we put that together. We're going to give you ours so that you can send it to them. The event information form, speaking writer, or two other tools that we use that we send to all of our clients. We're going to send you those as well. An event checklist. We have a list of things we do before, during, and after an event to make sure we provide a great experience for clients. So we're going to give that to you because, again, it's so much more than just you showing up and speaking. It's you providing a great experience, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that. So again, follow-up flowchart, email scripts I mentioned to you earlier. We're going to provide all that to you inside the Booked and Paid to Speak vault. Third bonus we're going to give you is 12 advanced training modules. So we've interviewed 12 different industry experts who teach on how to create an online course, how to write and publish your first book, how to build an email list. We're going to give you those bonuses. Plus, we're going to give you 12 speaker success stories. So you're going to hear from new and veteran speakers, how they got started, how they find gigs, how they are building their business. You're going to be able to peek behind and see these 12 different speakers for what they are doing so that you can learn from them. So we're going to include that bonus for you as well. So here's kind of a little recap. You're going to have the Booked and Paid to Speak video training program. You're going to get lifetime access to the private discussion group and Q&A calls. You're also going to get the unlimited email consulting with our coaches for a year. You're going to get the Booked and Paid to Speak vault, those emails, contracts, checklists, the 12 advanced training modules, and the 12 speaker success stories. Okay, we got some other fast action bonuses to come. Again, we want to put everything we possibly can inside of this to make sure you are successful as a speaker. So total value there is just under $11,000. A lot of stuff in there to ensure your success. Michael said, hey, from Birmingham, got in on the course after the webinar last night. Been following the podcast for a while. So glad I invested in this course. I just dove in and it's awesome so far. Looking forward to growing, finding my voice with y'all, and hopefully I can contribute and help many of you along the way. Thank you. Andrew said, emailed 38 inquiries since beginning, booked 2 engagements, which will pay $2,000 per event. So $4,000 right out of the gate, right? Paid for my Booked and Paid to Speak investment. First 2 gigs using the system, just an inquiry with my website listed as the signature. So again, $4,000 he booked right out of the gate there. Christopher said, boom, booked in for a Mexico sales conference, sold 200 books for the event. Thanks, Grant. The course is paying off huge. My mindset, confidence, and attitude are exploding. So here's a couple questions for you. If all this course did was help you to book 1 speaking gig every month, would that be worth it to you? Just, that's not a rhetorical question. You can drop it in the chat. If all this course did was to help you book 1 speaking gig every month, would that be worth it to you? If all this did was help you to create systems, so you had 1 free day each week, so you stop spinning your wheels of not knowing what to do next, would that be worth it to you? If it gave you the ability to raise your prices, reach your goals, would it be worth it to you? If it helped you to allow you to have more work-life balance, would that be worth it to you? Would it be worth it to you to have these things by following this system? Now, did you get your speaker fee at thespeakerlab.com/myfee? If so, go ahead and post that in the chat. Go ahead and post what you got earlier. I know we've mentioned that link to you a couple times, thespeakerlab.com/myfee. Go ahead and post in the chat how much that was for you. All right. See, this is one of my favorite things about speaking is other investments literally take years to earn your money back. But with Booked and Paid to Speak, you can earn it back on 1 gig. 1 gig. It's not like we're saying, hey, if you book 20 gigs, then this might be worthwhile for you. If we can help you book 1 gig, everything above that's icing on the cake. Another student, Eric, said, it's been 6 weeks since I signed up for Booked and Paid to Speak. Don't know what I was expecting. I knew I needed to try something. Went through the modules, although it didn't register completed. I didn't know how to click the bottom bar. I said, I thought the program and materials was too basic, too simple. How could these common sense things be the key to success as a professional? I tried it. In 6 weeks, I've booked, received, signed contracts and deposits for 12 events through December of this year. Bottom line, thank you, Grant, and your team. You can see at the bottom there, 12 events for how much? $27,000. $27,000. Again, within 6 weeks of following the program, he booked 12 events for $27,000. Mike said, implemented one strategy from the first module and it worked. School that's very interested. Remember, the money's in the relationships. Boom. Roger said, love how the system works. Just booked a 2-day workshop. Eric said, great morning group, booked 2 events yesterday, a 1-day training for $3,100, a 2-day training for $4,700. Thomas said, it's like you sat down, made a video course answering every question I ever had about speaking. Just booked my first gig for $2,800. $2,800. Kendra said, you'll love it. Signed up a year ago this week, and right now I'm on my way to DC to speak at a national convention. Fee plus all expenses paid, even in first class. Not gonna lie, if you're gonna travel, first class is it's not a bad way to travel. At the bottom there, I'm super excited. Just booked my first $10,000 event. Thanks to your program, I have a system that brings a new level of professionalism like the pros. Tom said, big win. Purchased Grant's Booked and Paid to Speak Master Program 1 month ago. Just booked my first state conference gig for 2.5 times what I paid for Grant's program. Thanks, Grant. Your program is a no-brainer for anyone who wants to get paid to speak. And then Jake said, just received back signed contract for a January gig for first time at my new higher price point. Thanks, Grant, Melanie, and the team for the program that helped me know how to land it. So here's a quick recap of what you're going to get. You're going to get the Booked and Paid to Speak video training program, the lifetime access to a private discussion group and Q&A calls, the unlimited email consulting with myself and our coaches, the Booked and Paid to Speak Vault, that's those email scripts, contracts, checklists, the 12 advanced training modules, and the 12 speaker success stories. We got some additional bonuses we're going to include here in just a few minutes. But before we get there, we'll get there in a second. So look at this. If we did all of this, we put all this together for $5,000, I think this would be totally worth it. There's several speakers who just within 1 or 2 gigs earned over $5,000 in speaking. Okay. But don't worry, we're not going to do it for $5,000. Now, even if we did it for $3,000, if we did it $3,000, this would be a no-brainer for you because of the return on investment, because of what you could make with speaking if you follow the system. Now, even at $3,000, good deal. Not going to do it at $3,000. Now, if you go to our website, we actually offer Booked and Paid to Speak for $14.97. So if you go to our website right now, we offer this for $14.97, but we're not going to do it even for $14.97. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take an additional $500 off, and you can do Booked and Paid to Speak for just a one-time investment of just $997 or a payment plan of $197 a month for just 6 months. $197 a month for just 6 months. Again, we wanted to make this an absolute no-brainer for you. $197 for just 6 months. Drop the link in here for you. So you can go to thespeakerlab.com/go, thespeakerlab.com/go. I got some other bonuses we're going to drop in here in just a second. So at this point, though, you have a choice. Option 1 is that you could spend countless frustrating hours like I did, trying to make sense of it all, stumbling your way through, and maybe one day, maybe it all comes together, hypothetically, possibly, right? Or option 2 is you can take the fast track. You can get step-by-step help from professional speaker mentors who have been where you want to go. Now, some of you may be like, okay, I'm intrigued, but I'm on the fence. Okay, totally understand that. Totally get that. What if we could take all the risk away from you? Okay, what if we can make this an absolute no-brainer? So here's our guarantee to you. Take the course for 60 days. 60 days. Do the work. Give an honest effort. If you don't see results, I'll give you your money back. Plain and simple, right? We know this works if you do the work. So take the course for 60 days, do the work, give an honest effort, all right? We want you to make an honest effort. If you say, hey, made an honest effort, didn't work for me, totally get it, all right? But if you do the work, you will see results. And if you don't see results, I'll give you your money back. It's that simple. Now let's take it a step further though, okay? we have what we call a double your investment guarantee. So if you follow the system we teach, you don't at least double your investment within 1 year, we'll give you your money back. You have a full year. If you don't at least double your investment within 1 year, we will refund your money. Again, we know this works if you do the work, not just from our own experience, from literally the thousands of students that we've worked with. We've seen the results that they've had. So we know this works if you do the work. Now, also remember that your best marketing is a great talk. So we want to help you there as well. So this is why I mentioned to you earlier, we have a different training program called the Art of Speaking. Art of Speaking. Now, when you join Booked and Paid to Speak, you're going to see a button that looks like this that you can click and add Art of Speaking to your order. Now, we offer Art of Speaking for $397 on our website, but you can save basically half price of that and get it for $197 when you join Booked and Paid to Speak. Really exactly what you learn from Art of Speaking. You're going to learn how to find the clear objective for your message, how to organize and structure your talk, how to write, craft, and deliver a compelling story, how to use humor, even if you don't think you're funny, how to deal with nerves and stage fright, what do you do when things go wrong, how to deal with tough and uninterested audiences, dealing with all things technology, slides, microphones, all that stuff, what to wear, what not to wear, and much, much more. We put all this together to help you know how to create and deliver a great talk. We're also going to give you a director's cut behind the scenes of my own keynote. So it took my personal keynote and did basically like a behind the scenes of here's what worked, here's what didn't work, here's just basically inside my brain as I'm delivering a talk. So you're going to get that bonus as well. My talk manuscripts we're going to give you as well, so you see exactly how I put together and create a talk, and then a talk creation worksheet template. So have a simple worksheet template to follow when you're creating your next talk or presentation. So all of this is going to be included inside of Art of Speaking. Again, totally optional. Booked and Paid to Speak is for how to find and book speaking gigs. Art of Speaking is how to create and deliver a great talk. I want you to check out this video from Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income. And he's been a very, very successful online a blogger and entrepreneur. And we've been able to help him with his speaking business. So check this out.
Hey, what's up? This is Pat Flynn from smartpassiveincome.com. I'm excited to shoot this video just to tell you really quick about how Grant helped me in my speaking career. I mean, I can remember various moments where he's given me a lot of great advice, but one in particular was right before a very challenging keynote sort of presentation I was going to make, and I had to tell the story, and I wasn't quite sure how to frame it. And actually, Grant pulled me aside, being as helpful as he always is. He goes, "Hey, Pat, like, why don't we just chill in my hotel room for a little bit? You can present it to me. I can walk you through some of what I would do to improve it." And we did that. It was honestly some of the best advice I'd gotten. And then I nailed the presentation literally just a couple hours after that. And so I'm very thankful for Grant. And that's just one of the many moments that he's offered to help with a lot of my speaking career. And I'm just excited because, you know, I know he does this for a living. He helps others learn how to present well. And I know he's not just all talk because he's helped me, but I've also seen him on stage many times and he just crushes it. And I'm so thankful that he can help others do the same because I know how important and how powerful speaking can be, but also it's an art and it's a challenge, but Grant can be there to support you through that like he supported me. So check him out if you haven't already. And Grant, thanks for all your help, man. I appreciate it.
So here's a recap of what you're going to get. You're going to get the Booked and Paid to Speak video training program, lifetime access to the private discussion group and Q&A calls, the unlimited email consulting with Speaker Lab coaches, the Booked and Paid to Speak vault, that's the emails, contracts, checklists, the 12 advanced training modules, 12 speaker success stories, and then a couple other fast action bonuses still to come. You ready for those fast action bonuses? Sound good? Oh, don't forget the Art of Speaking. Make sure you pick that up. All right. Okay, so let's go through these fast action bonuses. So the first one here is a 15-minute one-on-one coaching call, 15-minute one-on-one video coaching call. So if you join now before the webinar ends, we are going to give you, again, this 15-minute one-on-one video coaching call. This is a chance for us to dissect your business, dig into things, and make sure that you have everything that you need to be successful. So again, this is only for people who join while we are here on this training, okay? In a few minutes, when this goes away, when we wrap up, then this bonus will be disappearing, okay? So you got this 15-minute one-on-one video coaching call for those who join while we are on the training. The second bonus here is a 6-month featured membership to Gig Salad. Now, Gig Salad is a partner that we have. It's a marketplace to connect speakers with event planners. So they have over 300 new speaking gig listings per month. per month. And you can actually go to their website and you can pay for, you can see in the lower left corner here, $289 for 6 months for a featured membership. We're going to give that to you for free. So that featured membership is going to give you maximum exposure, the highest visibility. So this is going to be included again for those who join while we are here on this training. So when we're done here in a couple minutes, this bonus will be going away. It's only for people who join while we're on the training. All right, we got one more bonus for those who pay in full today. Okay, you can do the payment plan, but for those who pay in full, remember Podium that we showed you earlier, the WordPress website theme? We are going to give this to you for free. Even though we offer it for our website, or we offer it on our website, you can go pick it up for $197 if you want. But for those who join while we're on the training, you're going to get Podium, our WordPress theme, for free. It's going to help you to book gigs faster, get that website up and running, and again, to help you to get those gigs that you're looking for. So how to join? Again, you can go to thespeakerlab.com/go. You can click the link on the side there. That's going to take you to the registration page. It's going to look just like this. So just go through, fill out your information. Again, don't forget the art of speaking. It's optional, but you can get that by clicking that blue box there to add art of speaking, that special offer to your order. Now, remember what we talked about earlier. You have the potential. Now you need the plan. You have the potential. Now you need the plan. So which kind of speaker will you be? Will you be a dabbler or an action taker? A dabbler or an action taker? This could be you. This should be you up there on stage. One of the things we talked about earlier is we believe that you have a message that deserves to be shared. This should be you up there on stage, but it requires that you take action. Joe said, Grant, I'm doing 2 keynotes this week. We grew by $100,000 last year. Thanks to all of your tips. Jeremy said, I completed my video website, then found out Friday I'll be the opening speaker for a local conference on innovation and entrepreneurship. Loving the booked and paid to speak materials. Great week. Booked 4 speaking jobs, 3 in 2018, 1 in January 2019, 2 paid, 2 with book sales. Thanks heaps. And Jill said, spoke for free on Tuesday. Someone who heard me speak reached out to ask me help them re-engage their employees. $9,000 contract signed on Friday for a follow-up workshop and 24 hours of consulting. My first money from speaking. Look at that. Her first money from speaking was how much? $9,000. $9,000. That's one of the great things about the potential of speaking is you can make a huge, huge ROI if you take action on what we show you. Again, every one of these speakers here would tell you they are a normal human being who followed the exact same plan we're going to give you when you join Booked and Paid to Speak. All right, if you're ready for Q&A, go ahead and drop your questions in the box, and we're going to get to some of the questions that you've got. Try to answer as many of those as possible. But before we get to the Q&A, I want to share with you one more video of a few other speakers that we've worked with, some of the results that they've had, so you can see how you could get some of the same results for your own business. So check this out.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Ducker here. Just wanted to shoot this quick video to talk about my good friend and fellow keynote speaker and all-around speaking rock star, quite frankly, Grant Baldwin. Grant is a guy that I consistently turn to for advice when it comes to building my own speaking career, as well as the people that are within my community and my audience. He is a consummate pro. He's an amazing source of energy and enthusiasm. He's empathetic towards other speakers. He knows how to help them get more done and make more money, and he's just generally a speaking rock star. So if you want to learn anything about public speaking, how to get gigs, how to get paid, how to make money, how to build a business around your speaking talent, I very seriously suggest that you check out Grant Baldwin.
Hi, I'm Jeff Goins, the best-selling author of 5 books, and I've learned more about the art and business of public speaking from the Speaker Lab and my good friend Grant Baldwin than from anyone else. And I've done a lot of seminars, a lot of courses, a lot of different programs to learn how to take the content in my books and turn them into speeches. And Grant and his team at the Speaker Lab are my go-to resources. I love everything that I've learned from them. They've helped me grow my speaking business and better understand how speaking fits into all of the other work that I do and how to be more strategic with it. So I'm a big, big fan. Thanks, guys.
Hi, I'm Kathy Sikorsky, and I took Booked and Paid to Speak, I'm going to say about 1.5 years ago. Best investment I've ever made. And actually, probably for reasons you don't expect. Because the 2 things that I'd like to bring to your attention that I learned that gave me some peace and yet some motivation is that Grant will tell you a million times, this is a business of relationships. And I'm building some great relationships. And the other thing that he's going to tell you, and you need to listen, is that it takes time. And you see all that paper back there and those 2 boxes? Those are boxes of my books and different speeches that I'm working on for different presentations. So you're going to get invaluable advice. I absolutely guarantee that. I found some amazing tools, and there is nothing but good here. And Grant's a good guy, so go for it, and good luck to you. Remember, good relationships, patience, and good tools. All of it at Booked and Paid to Speak. This is Kathy Sikorsky saying, good luck.
Hey everybody, it's Pete Smith. You have a story, you have a message, and now you just need more audiences to share the message with. And that's where Grant comes in. If you're looking for a proven methodology on how you can become booked and paid to speak more frequently, then Grant's your guy. Working with Grant and adopting some of his tools and his strategies, I've been able to move from delivering just a handful of presentations a year to now speaking full-time, and I couldn't be happier. So if you're committed to becoming booked and paid to speak more frequently, then I would recommend working with Grant Baldwin.
Here's a quick recap. We're going to give you the Booked and Paid to Speak video training program, the lifetime access to the discussion group and the Q&A calls, 12 months of the unlimited email consulting with our coaches. We're going to give you the Booked and Paid to Speak Vault. That's the email scripts, contracts, checklists, the 12 advanced training modules, 12 speaker success stories. And again, these next 3 are bonuses only for those who join while we're here on this training. So you're going to get a one-on-one coaching call with Speaker Lab coach. You're going to get a 6-month Gig Salad membership to help you book gigs quicker. And then also we're going to give you that WordPress theme, the website template Podium. We're going to give that to you. Again, that's only for people who pay in full. Only for people who pay in full, you're going to get that WordPress theme, website template Podium. Okay. So total value there is just under $12,000. Again, that's normally $14.97 on our website. We knocked off an additional $500 so that you can get it for a one-time investment of $9.97, or you can do a payment plan of $197 a month for just 6 months. All right. So either option works fine there. So again, you got those 2 guarantees you can see in the upper right-hand corner. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. 60-day money-back guarantee plus the double-year investment guarantee. Again, we just know this works if you do the work. So if you're ready to do the work, if you're serious about building and growing your speaking business, then this is for you. Again, you can click the link on the side there. A lot of you already joining, a lot of you taking action. So I can't wait to work with you and connect with you on the inside. Again, you can go to thespeakerlab.com/go. If you got questions, feel free to email support@thespeakerlab.com, or again, you can drop those in the chat and we can get back with you here. All right. Again, if you have questions, go ahead and drop those in the chat. I see a lot of people who are already joining, so welcome to all of you. Let's see here. I see Ty and Nancy, and let's see here. A couple of their names that are not popping up for me. Let's open that. Hang on here. Let's see. Let's go to there. Okay, let's see. Kimberly and Ty and Fallon and Angel, welcome to all of you. Congratulations on joining Booked and Paid to Speak. Let's see, several other people continue to join. So welcome to all of you guys. Looking forward to, again, connecting with you on the inside of Booked and Paid to Speak. So again, if you have another question, go ahead and drop that in the chat. Let's see here. Someone said, let me pull this question up. Been a speaker for 15 years, played in the NFL, certified via John C. Maxwell. Had to break through the velvet rope in the faith space. To be honest with you, I don't know that there is much of a velvet rope. I think that may be more of a perception than reality. So some of it just depends on the type of conference or event that you want to be speaking to. So if you want to be speaking to, let's say, churches, there's a lot of different churches that you could be speaking to and a lot of different opportunities that exist. A lot of it kind of depends on what your goals are. But yeah, so, having been a speaker for 15 years is awesome. Having played in the NFL is great. But yeah, again, kind of depends on if there's any specific conference or event that you're trying to get in with. Good question. I know a couple of people had asked about a replay earlier. So we will have a replay. We will send that out to you. And you will have the opportunity to still join Booked and Paid to Speak. But if you want to get in on these bonuses, these are only available. Those 3 fast action bonuses are only available while you're still here on this training. And like I said, once we're done here, those bonuses will be disappearing. Now, some of you may be thinking or wondering, okay, Grant, what if I don't have the money? I totally get that. Totally understand that. Some of you may be on the fence right now. In fact, if you feel like you're on the fence, would you just type that in the chat? Just type in fence. Just type in fence. And if you're on the fence, let me know why you're on the fence. Just curious. Let me know. Several of you saying you're on the fence. So let me know why you're on the fence. What are you worried about? What's holding you back? What's keeping you back? Money. Totally understand that. Totally get that. All right. So again, let's talk about this for a second. Grant, what if I don't have the money? I want you to understand there's a big difference between spending money and investing money. Spending money and investing money. When you spend money, there's no ROI. There's no return on that investment. That money is gone. So when you buy things like furniture or clothes or a new car, or vacations, there's nothing wrong with those things. All those things are well and good. Okay. I like to buy those things, but that money's gone. You don't get anything back for that. Versus when you invest money, there is a return on that investment. There is a ROI. You get that money back plus more. So if you invest in real estate or retirement or education or knowledge or training that you apply, not only do you get that money back that you put in, but you get that back plus more. So think about it. I'm not asking you to do something that I haven't already done. Like I said, when I got started speaking, I myself invested $999 plus the cost of travel to attend a speaker training, a speaker boot camp. And within that one training I went to, that big investment, I earned back on 1 gig the cost of the training. I earned $1,000 in that very first speaking fee. And so again, and same with all these speakers that we've shown you before. Oftentimes, for many of them, they've earned back way more than their investment on 1 gig. 1 gig, they've earned that back. So we want to show you, not how, hey, if you book 20 gigs, this might make it worth it for you. If we can help you book 1 gig and earn back your investment, it's more than worth it for you. Because every gig after that is just icing on the cake. So we want to make this an absolute no-brainer for you. One of my favorite quotes is, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. How long have you been dabbling with the idea of speaking? How long have you been wondering if you have what it takes? At what point are you going to actually take action and do something with this dream of being a speaker? Rima said this. I think this is going to resonate with many of you. It said, thank you so much, Grant. Really, all of this is because the guidance you gave us during the course. For the past 3 months, I've been sifting through every article on the internet, like shooting an arrow in the dark to find out how I could get my foot in the door. Thanks to you, your wonderful course, I found my way. Now I can even see the results. And maybe that describes you right now. You've been sifting through every article on the internet, shooting an arrow in the dark. You're just guessing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to guess and get it right. And you're trying to figure it out. And she said she invested in the course. And because of that, now I found my way. Now I can even see the results. Bethany said, I learned more during 1 module of Grant's course than I have after booking my own speaking engagements for the past 3 years. Been doing it on her own for 3 years, right? 1 module, learned more than the 3 years she was working on her own. TJ said, your email process greatly helped me. I booked 2 gigs, have a possible third. I'm being paid $3,500 and $700 for those 2. Gail said, since joining the course 2 months ago, I've booked 3 engagements totaling $1,750. And then below, she said, yikes, I quit my corporate job after 32 years to coach, speak, and write full time. 5 years of speaking, coaching occasionally. Now it's time to take it to the next level. Full of excitement and fear, but have to give it a shot. No regrets. Michael said, Grant's knowledge about the speaking industry is unmatched. His coaching has more than paid for itself within 2 months. Look at that. Again, that's an ROI, that return on that investment. When you invest money, he said it more than paid for itself just within 2 months. So again, for those of you that say, hey, I'm on the fence, this is why we put together that payment plan, right? We wanted to make this easy for you. So just as little as $197 today, get you access to everything there. You got 60 days to try it out, to take action on it. And if you don't see results, then we'll give you your money back. Again, we know this works if you do the work. But if you're thinking like, hey, I'm just going to, invest in something and then not do anything with it, like this isn't for you. Okay. Like I'm glad you're here, but this is not for you. We only want to work with people who are serious, who are taking action. And if that's not you, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. But this is not for you. All right. What other questions do you have? For those of you that are on the fence, let me know why you are on the fence. Let me know why you're on the fence. What's holding you back? What's keeping you from taking action? Again, we got several people who are continuing to join. So welcome to all of you. Again, we're excited that you joined and looking forward to working with you inside of Booked and Paid to Speak. So for those of you that are still on the fence, why are you on the fence? What's holding you back? What do you feel concerned with? What can we help you with? What can we answer for you? Talk to me in the chat there. Ashley said, I'm serious, booked an engagement on my own for the summer. Love to book more. Awesome. We'd love to help you do that, Ashley. So oftentimes the way that a lot of people get started in terms of booking gigs is like, I just book some random things on my own. And I just like something fell in my lap or some random word of mouth thing. And that's great, but it's really hard to build a business just on like hoping someone magically finds out about you. What we want to do is we want to give you a system so that you have a predictable way of finding and booking speaking gigs. Lorraine asked if we'll be offering this again soon. This particular offer, nope. No promises. So these fast action bonuses are only available while we're here. We've changed the pricing up on this. We've done this a couple different times, and so and even the bonuses, like we may be, this Gig Salad membership, we may be taking away the one-on-one coaching call. There's only so many coaching calls we can do, and so we may be taking that away as well. So yeah. So if you're serious, this is your chance to get in on this. Rose said, can I mark this 197 in 3 weeks time? No. So you'll have, until I think it's 3 days or so of a replay, a chance for you to join. So 3 days that you can jump in. And then, after that, this offer will be going away for you. But like I said, the 3 fast action bonuses, the one-on-one coaching call, the Gig Salad membership, the WordPress theme website template, and all 3 of those things are only available while we are live here on the training. Okay, Ashley asked, can you explain a little bit more about what Gig Salad is? Yep, great question. Let's go back here actually. So Gig Salad is basically a marketplace. So if someone, what would happen is you get a 6-month membership and you're able to go on Gig Salad's site and create a profile. So think of it like a social media profile. So then what can happen is people who are looking for speakers can then go onto Gig Salad and they can search like a region or a geographical location and find speakers like you and kind of search through the different profiles. So a featured membership is going to give you a profile that's featured towards the top of the listings. So again, this is you can pay for it. It's $289 for 6 months. But like I said, we've created that arrangement with Gig Salad that they've given us permission to give a 6-month membership away for free. So let me know if that makes sense for you. But again, you've got 300 new gig listings per month, people that are coming in on a monthly basis who are looking for speakers. And so that's so we have a lot of speakers who I would recommend that this is not I recommend using it as a supplemental thing. So I would not say like, okay, I'm going to create a Gig Salad membership and that's going to be my whole business. It's not, nor would we recommend that. So it's one additional tool in the tool chest for you to get some gigs. Thanks for doing this live. It means a lot you're here in person. I'm here. I'm live. Boom. All right. I guess that my good friend has been doing this, going at this herself for over a year and struggling. Her struggle scared me away. I pray that this program works. Yeah. Again, we know this works if you do the work. So I'd like to refer her, but she doesn't see the value yet. Hope to prove her wrong. Yeah, totally get that. It's easy to, and this isn't true with just speaking. This is true with a lot of different things. So for a little while, I tried doing some exercising on my own, and it was fine. It was okay. But I mean, there's times where I didn't know what I was doing, or am I doing this exercise or this stretch properly? And so a little over 3 years ago, I started going to a local gym and started taking a weight training class, like a strength training class, and go every Monday, Wednesday, Friday morning. And there's a guy there who writes out the workout, tells me exactly what to do, helps coach and teach me. And it just, you know what? It removes the guesswork. I've been able to get results much, much quicker by working with him than what it would be if I was trying to do this on my own. So working with someone who has been to where you want to go, is a great way to really streamline and fast forward your progress by taking action. All right. What else? Any other questions? We've got just another couple minutes or so. I see that the clock has struck 0, and so we're going to go ahead and wrap up here in just another minute or so. But if there are any other questions, I know some of you are still joining the Booked and Paid to Speak program. So if that's you, if you're still registering, still kind of finalizing things, then go ahead and take the time to do that. So we got Byron that joined, Nancy that joined, Heather that joined. So welcome to all of you as well. So again, this is a good chance for you to jump in before we wrap up and before these fast action bonuses do disappear. Actually, if I buy now, can I still get those bonuses? Yep, you certainly can. I tell you what, I got it's about 2 minutes till the bottom of the hour. I'm gonna give you till a quarter past, so about another 15 minutes. So we're gonna wrap up here in just a second, but you've got till about 15 a quarter past the hour, and then quarter till, you know what I mean. You got another 15 minutes or so, and we'll give you those 3 bonuses there. All right. So let's recap here, and then we will wrap up. So you're going to get the Booked and Paid to Speak video training program, the lifetime access to the private discussion group Q&A calls, the 12 months of the email consulting and with our Speaker Lab coaches, the Booked and Paid to Speak Vault, email scripts, contracts, checklists, the 12 advanced training modules, 12 speaker success stories. All of that's going to be included. For those that join while we are here live on the training, you're going to get the one-on-one coaching call with our Speaker Lab coach. You're also going to get that 6-month Gig Salad membership. And then finally, you can get the WordPress theme, that website template. Again, we offer that for sale on our website for $197. But for those who join and pay in full, you're going to get that bonus for free. So total value there is just under $12,000. Normally we offer this on our website for $1497. We take $500 off. You can get it for $997, or you can get it for $197 a month for just 6 months. So you see in the upper right corner there, you have nothing to lose, everything to gain. You have the 60-day money-back guarantee plus the double your investment guarantee. So you have 60 days to go through it. If you don't get results, you get honest effort. Don't get results, we'll give you a refund. Totally happy to do it, okay? Because again, I just know this works. And so either you make money, or if you don't make money, then we give you your money back. So you literally have nothing to lose here. The double your investment guarantee, you have a full year to go through it. If you don't at least double your investment within a year, then we will refund your investment. So again, if you got questions, feel free to email us, support@thespeakerlab.com. I know a lot of you have continued to join. Like I said, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to join here before those bonuses disappear. And then those bonuses are gone. All right. So again, thanks for being here. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and I look forward to connecting with those of you who joined Booked and Paid to Speak. We will see you on the inside. Hope you have a great one. You guys are awesome.